Hi, I'm Vicki Wagner, and welcome to Lesbian Knows Best. Today we're going to talk about the world of psychics and the spiritual world, mediums. My guest today is from Melbourne, Australia. Her name is Georgia Jean. She's lived here in the United States for about 7 years, but she has extensive experience with psychic work, and we're going to find out a little bit about it today. So, Georgia, tell me a little bit about this psychic work. Sometimes you can tell our viewers when people get involved in scams and stuff like that.
Sure. Well, I guess what I want to say mostly is there are a lot of people out there who are legitimately talented and skilled in this arena, psychic healing, psychics. But there's also, because it's kind of a nebulous world, there's a lot of people out there who want to make, rip people off as well.
Oh yeah, and people try to take advantage of that, right?
Absolutely, because it's not something you can give people solid proof to whether it exists or not a lot of the time.
Exactly.
So people are there's certain catchphrases that psychics will use to kind of...
Like what?
Oh, I see a dark cloud over you. If you pay me $800,
remember, I'm going to tell you something about that when you're done, but go ahead.
Yeah, if a psychic's kind of going to you, yeah, this is happening, but there's a dark cloud over you, and you need to pay me $1,000, and I can lift the curse of, the Egyptian money up.
And only they can see this dark cloud, right?
Yeah, and they're probably scamming you. Now, true people are energetic, so they can have negative energy around them, and that can be cleared by talented people. But if you're hearing people asking for hundreds and thousands of dollars,
what about when they tell you, "Oh, I've got to buy this candle"?
Yeah,
the candle burning, right? If you buy this candle for $200,
yeah,
is that bullshit or what is that?
I think people who are working legitimately in this arena, they're not going to give you I've been sucked in too before my gifts really evolved. I had a woman in Venice Beach who was making me bring her sheets and candles, and she was taking them off to the desert to do,
Are you sure she wasn't from
No,
New Orleans and voodoo and stuff like that?
I think she was furnishing her trailer out in the desert where she was apparently going to do my ritual.
Why did she ask you to bring sheets? Cleanse your body.
Yeah, it was some kind of, I had to separate from somebody who was a soulmate, who wasn't a soulmate anymore.
So they bring the sheet representing sex or what?
To cut the sheet
Don't fuck that guy again.
So there's a lot of, but the thing was, this woman had some legitimate talent when I went to her as a psychic.
Right.
She could pick up a couple of things, and then she used that and preyed on my vulnerabilities.
Isn't it true, too, that people will give you a once-over and look at your ring, they'll see how you're dressed, they'll do this, and then they'll say, oh, I see this or that, or, oh, I see a little dog in your life, Okay,
there's always going to be intuition when you look at somebody, because I do this work and I believe in it. Of course, people are intuitive. It's all energy. So they might do a little bit of that, or they might look at your jewelry and go, hey, she can probably afford my $1,000, psychic vacuuming.
Cure my soul.
And also people...
Get down on your knees and pray. I'll heal you for $1,000.
Exactly. Yeah. And people are very vulnerable. Usually when they go to psychics, they're feeling desperate. They want answers. And I know from working on the hotlines and stuff...
Oh, you worked on a psychic hotline?
I did. I worked on a psychic hotline. It was a horrible scam, and I stopped doing it because they were charging the people so much money, and people were desperate, kind of going, when am I going to have a baby? I need to have a baby. With their 3 minutes, they're cramming it all in, and you're like, And
they want to know when they're going to have a baby, and they're celibate.
Yeah, and
you need to get a boyfriend before you can have a baby. No, I'm only kidding.
But it's true, and it just doesn't really work that way. So people have unrealistic expectations about what psychics can really do.
So you think that the psychic hotlines are basically bullshit?
That one was. Now I know that there are certain frameworks where people are working with legitimate psychics. So people should really...
It's rare. It's few and far between, right?
I think if you really research, and actually if you're looking for a psychic, go for referrals, go for people who've been somewhere, and avoid hotlines and stuff like that. But legitimate psychics do work on hotlines because it's a way of reaching a lot of people.
I wanted to say one thing too to our viewers, because she brought up a point that I was just thinking about. Side note: my mother actually went to a psychic fair. It wasn't a psychic fair; it was the Orange County Fair or something like that, and there were psychics there. And that's exactly what this woman said to my mother. Yeah. They were doing it, oh, let's just, go do this reading. And the lady said, oh, you have a dark cloud around you, and there's a very bad evil spell on you, and blah, blah, blah. And, my mom got all worked up, and she got all worried. And so it turns out that the lady lived up by me. I live about 80 miles from my mother. So my mom asked me to go stealth and go up and see the lady. And I went and said, oh, I heard that you were a good psychic, blah, blah, blah. And I went, and the lady said the exact same thing to me. There's a dark crowd around you. Somebody with with brown hair and your life doesn't like you. Well, half the population has brown hair. You're either blonde or brown. That's it. There's no in between. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I just want to say, and you heard it from, you know, her. She used to work on a psychic hotline. It's mostly a scam for money. It's mostly bullshit. You don't need to buy a candle to heal your soul. But I do want to do a little plug for Georgia because she is, you know, I know her. She's a very spiritual woman and she does psychic healing. If you want to get some more information, because you can do it, you know, over the air, I think.
You can do it over the phone.
You can do it over the phone.
Yeah.
Her website is called circlerevolution.com.
Evolution.
Oh, Circle. Oh, there you go.
That's someone else.
Evolve the circle.
Circle, and then evolution,
Okay.
like evolution of the
Evolution
spirit.
of the world. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, evolution of the spirit.
Yeah, because
so it's circleevolution.com if you want to get some more advice about her.
I know good psychics. I'll even refer people if they don't
And
want
that's
to
a
come
good
to
thing.
me.
And the advice today is make sure if you're going to get pulled in and you need some advice to see a psychic, don't go to one of these psychic hotlines and don't go to a psychic fair or, you know, a booth somewhere because they're usually bullshit and they're going to take all your money and you're going to get scared that somebody out there has an evil curse on you.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank my guest today, Georgia Jean.
Thank you.
And I love your Australian accent. Hopefully we
you.
have some Australians calling in or writing into the show. And if anybody has any more advice or comments on this topic, please write into www.lesbianknowsbest.com. I'm Vicki Wagner. Thanks for watching.